everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another Mystic Hottie takeover. We're going to be talking about cultivating erotic joy and what that can look like for you in your personal practice. So my name is Gabrielle. I also go by the Mystic Hottie. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. So if you watched my last video talking about the 5 somatic sex pillars of having more embodied experiences, then you know I'm currently in the process of getting my somatic sex education certification. If you haven't watched it, you definitely should. I think it has some good juicy ideas and some helpful tips in there. So these 4 that I'm going to talk about today were founded by a neuropsychologist named Rick Hansen. He founded the first 3, and then the 4th one was added by another somatic sex education student named Abby Lynn. So I kind of wanted to give them their credit, but I'm going to have my own little spin on it. We're going to talk about it through a metaphor of a garden. So we're going to try to think of and visualize our erotic sex life as a beautiful, flourishing garden, and like, what do we want to plant? What do we want to see there? So the first step in cultivating erotic joy is going to be observe. This is going to be that kind of mindful awareness. The theme of this is to witness our erotic landscape without judgment. And we can explore this through asking ourselves and taking stock of what turns us on. Do we like being called certain things? Do we like certain positions more than others? Are we into certain kinks? Noticing what shuts us down. Do we not like being called certain things, being touched in certain ways, and just taking stock of that. Also noticing maybe like what beliefs did you inherit about your body, about what sex should look like and should be like, and noticing like where you tense up in your body, what stage in like the sexual interaction that you tense up in as well. And then our text says that you want to observe your unique erotic ecosystem with compassion and with kindness. So if something does come up that you necessarily don't like, you don't want to kind of shame yourself, guilt yourself, put yourself down, and bring in those negative thoughts. You always want to try your best to bring in compassion and kindness. In my personal pleasure journey, I noticed that a while back I would cry a lot after like masturbating. And for a while I was like being so hard on myself, just like having so much like shame about it and like embarrassment about it. I was like, oh my God, I don't know like why I'm crying. This is so embarrassing. But the more that it was like happening and I was kind of doing some work and kind of like digging to try to figure out like why it was happening, I noticed that a lot of those times were very healing and very transformational and very revealing. So if y'all have any experiences like that and y'all want me to do a video talking about that, because for me it's been personally deeply like healing, to be completely honest. But if you do want a video about that, you have to comment below. And then also just noticing your breath. I talked about this a lot in my last video, but shallow breath will keep your pleasure small. And the goal is to expand and amplify pleasure. So not even just trying to control your breath, but first just observing it and noticing it. And then slowly bringing in deeper breath and slowly bringing in like exhaling for longer. That's definitely going to help you have more embodied and more present pleasure experiences. And then also just noticing what you're grateful for in your erotic life, in small ways and in big ways too. Number 2 is going to be pulling weeds. This is the process of unlearning. So we want to remove whatever is blocking our joy. Whatever is blocking our joy and our pleasure, we don't need it. Okay. So it could be certain things like shame, shame about having sex, shame about the way your body looks. It could be feeling like you have to perform pleasure rather than actually having pleasurable experiences and being in the moment. It could be male-centered conditioning, which I know is a big one for all of us. It is so like prevalent in our society. Kind of just centered towards like the male gaze, what they like and what they want. So kind of dismantling that and that ideal in your head and tuning in more to what is it that you want? What is it that you want to feel? And like, what do you want to grow in your garden? You know, what do you want your experiences to look like? Another one could be trauma responses, kind of having to unlearn those. And so none of these things are going to happen like that. You first just want to see those. And like I was saying, you want to bring compassion and kindness towards these things because sometimes they can be heavy. Noticing your self judgment, your negative thoughts about yourself, about your body, shame that you might feel about yourself, about relationships, about having orgasms versus not having it, using porn versus not. The goal of pulling weeds isn't just to stop using porn. It's not to have bigger, better orgasms. It's to refocus on what is pleasurable and what is bringing you joy in your experience. So, refocusing your energy and your attention on what is positive in the experience that I'm having right now. In our text, it says that it is our shame about our erotic sex lives that diminishes us rather than any other erotic aspect. Okay. Number 3 in cultivating erotic joy is to plant. We do this through intentional pleasure and actively creating new experiences. So, doing something different, slowing down your touches, doing more intentional, soft touches, slowing down your breath, bringing in different fantasies, feeling like you can safely explore. So you want to dream into what it is that you want for yourself, what it is that you want for your erotic sex life, and try to slowly bring those things in as much as you feel comfortable with. And take your time. Like I was saying, this isn't going to be a super fast process. So be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. Number 4 is to keep composting. This is going to be the act of integration. So things like awkward experiences happen, disappointments, old lovers, old versions of ourselves come up. We don't shame them. We turn them into soil and compost them, right? So sometimes hard experiences are the medium for growth. And like I was saying earlier, I had so many experiences during or after masturbating where I would cry and then I would feel like so embarrassed and just like make myself feel like guilty and like shameful about it. But those are some of like the best experiences that I've had with myself because they were so healing and so transformational and led to so much growth. And then once again, if y'all want me to make a video about it, you have to comment below and I'll definitely do that. But yeah, slowly bringing these things in, meeting yourself with compassion, with kindness, and just being patient with yourself. So that is all that I have for us today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please comment and consider following me. And I'll definitely be making more videos like this. And I will see y'all next time.